means Allegiant Stadium opened back in 2020. Tonight we start Week 11 of the NFL season with a good one on tap, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Tonight, we start Week 11 of the NFL season with a good one on tap, as it'll be the Buffalo Bills taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Just about set for a start. Happy to have you with us, and we are underway here on Thursday Night Primetime. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jersey. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. When you look at this defense, they come into play number 12 in the NFL against the run.
They're not an elite unit. They're not, as what you'd say, the top part of the league against the run. They're a solid group, though. They do a good job. What they're looking for in this one, though, is an elite performance.
They'll go again with Jersey. And he's got a good gain
run, there's some talking going on down on the field, but it's not trash talking. The guy who just carried the ball, he's going back and telling his offensive line, great job, keep it up, and we'll break that one soon.
An early test for this defense. Here we go on 3rd and inches.
Get up! 70 Lions! 60 Vikings! Hey, check that. Ready?
They'll try to run for it with Ginty. Well, he will have a first down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. The Raiders at 4-5, a game under 500. They were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
It always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get a sense of what this game plan might be. They think they can take a few home run shots against this defense. They tried it there on the opening drive, but that ball's incomplete.
Up the middle, it's Ginty. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation we were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Here's Milton. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
To throw is Milton. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time, spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
Now they're coming up on play number 8 of this opening drive, but they're looking at a 3rd and long. And he's caught at the 10-yard line. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Raiders put the night's first points on the board as they take the early lead. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Vegas.
Makes the score Raiders 7, Bills nothing.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
First and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. This one complete to Gibbons. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very solid gain of 27. So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 41. Now a first carry for the brother of Dalvin. It's James Cook. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down.
A gain of 2.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing now is Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 25-yard line. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs.
A gain of 14. And the Bills' first down.
first down. Here's the run with Cook. We'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent game.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Here's Allen to throw it. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Jimmy Horn Jr., a 20-yard touchdown. And the Bills respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
Ready.
On the give, Genty. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. You look at this Buffalo defense. This unit against the pass, hoping to get better for sure. Number 25 in the NFL right now.
They're in the bottom 10 in the league. I mean, when you look at their talent, you would think that they'd be much better. Overall, I don't think there's any question about to say that they've underachieved.
A first down and then some. Give them 29 yards.
Someone sharp in this game. Made a touchdown pass in the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
Really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Let's go, Warriors, 70. Dragon, 60. 18, Pioneer. Ready.
On first down, it's Genty. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
On the play. 2nd and 10.
To throw, it's Milton. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. 27 yards there, a first down.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago, because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. Second down at 6 now.
At the 17-yard line.
Come on. 19, Tiger, 9.
Now Milton. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And the Raiders are going to have a first and goal. It's a tackle made at the 10-yard line.
But sometimes when you run a screen pass down in the red zone, it's really tough to create a lot of room to operate. The field's pretty condensed. But that was really well designed there, and they're able to pick up a first down.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Here's a toss to Genty, headed right. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
At the 9-yard line.
Ready? 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Let's go.
Milton. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Baston Genty, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And out of the backfield gets in for the score. On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And he returns this to the 22.
On the return, the Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Here's Allen. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number one. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score. Here's 2nd and 10. To the air, Allen. And he's got his man in stride, complete. But he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Allen going to throw. And that is incomplete.
And I can see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
Now Allen. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Jimmy Horn Jr., his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Bills are an extra point away from drawing level. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
31-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And they dipped a game below 500 following the loss last week. And you get the sense that maybe this team's at a little bit of a crossroads here.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it, because what's that old malaprop? If you come to a fork in the road, take it. Because this crew, they're losing ground fast. They've got to start winning some ball games. And the good teams, they're starting to separate themselves, and these guys are being left behind.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Genty. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Gain of time brings up 2nd and 1.
Throwing is Milton. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Jeanty with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders have moved out in front.
We see this a lot on 3rd and short yardage, especially down here at the red zone. They're going to sell out to stop the run, try and hold them to a field goal. But once the running back gets past the first wave, the resistance can evaporate after that. And he not only picks up the first, but he takes it all the way into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Got it complete to Khalil Shakir. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to him. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Shakir hauls it in. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
A gain of 6. And the Bills, 1st down. It's a gain of 6. 1st down, Bills.
Now Allen. That is caught with the 7. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A well-executed 22-yard gain. They'll run with Cook. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and all the plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend. That's caught. Kincaid for the Bills. Touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass. And the Bills are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we got a tie game here in a back-and-forth 1st half. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And good coverage defensively. They wouldn't let him get ahead of steam going, and he'll be brought down at the 15. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 94 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Once again, it's Genty. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Now it's 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Well, now they'll try the end around. And he's going to be stopped at the 37. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
A gain of 9.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, here's Genty. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. It's a gain of a yard, and it takes us to the 2-minute warning.
And less than a yard.
This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll go. Here's Genty. And they're going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And it'll be a turnover on downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we are hitting the home stretch here toward halftime. And to this point, this has been an exciting offensive explosion for both sides.
I think everyone in the stadium is going to have to regroup a little bit, including the two of us. Yeah, I think we have to get a little oxygen, relax a little bit, and see what we can get going for the second half. The same as these teams, because right now everything's working really well. Can someone come up with something to slow them down?
Both defenses back on their heels.
Well, he was a busy man out in the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
To throw, it's Allen. Now he'll tuck this and run. Has his man, it's Shakir. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 17-yard line. They got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets them a new set of down.
At the 17-yard line.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook from 17 yards out. And the Bills have broken the tie. These two teams in this first half, it's been fun. Back and forth, back and forth. Well, it's not fun for the defensive coordinators, but offensive coordinators are enjoying it.
Yeah, they're having streaks here, aren't they? Being able to put scores together and really bunch them up. And we have a tight game here. You know, we often talk about having the right shoes for the right turf. Today it's track shoes. That's what we've seen with these offenses.
Yeah, it's been an absolute track meet so far. Fun to watch. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive. And they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 10.
70 Rangers. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger.
Here's Milton now to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Out how to approach this. 3rd down and 16 yards to go.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Riggs. Ready.
Looking to throw. Milton. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Cole now on to punt, and he sends this one away. Now it's Horn. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
39-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And with great starting field position and one timeout in their pocket, they could still come away with points here in the late going. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Wide open receiver complete. A big play there just before halftime. 58 yards.
Oh, big-time credit. What a play design there. They wanted to get him loose in the open field, and they succeeded. He had all sorts of room to operate in, and they finally track him down inside the 5-yard line.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Khalil Shakir as the first half is winding down. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Raiders 21.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And maybe a chance for a quick completion and then a long field goal. That's caught inside the 20. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook. And he'll get this up just shy of the 30.
There's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
From the gun, it's Allen. And down he goes. Brought down. Raiders sack.
6 yards.
It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
13.
This defense coming out after the half, and if that plays any indicator, Charles, maybe a little refreshed and refocused here for quarters 3 and 4.
Yeah, they did really well on that one. That's exactly what they need to keep doing if they want to change their fortunes in this game.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Allen going to run with it. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They start the drive with Cook. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 66 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
First down, Buffalo.
Again, it's Cook. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Allen. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Back to throw. Allen. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Jimmy Horn Jr. from 21 yards away. And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30.
And they're on the 31-yard line.
Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
19 Lions. Mustang 19.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. That's caught at the 25. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. 36 yards on the play.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
Now a handoff to Genty. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. The extra point up and good. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Raiders 28.
On is the Raider kickoff unit now as they will send this one away. And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot, up 2 scores here in the third quarter. That's caught by Kincaid, working the middle of the field. He's still on his feet. And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 83 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Cook is in. Touchdown Bills. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is, I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've gotten pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like he'll spot it right in midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And the Raider first down.
They'll go again with Genty. He can't get him down. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
There's so many definitions of a complete back. I think most people think a guy who can block, a guy who can catch, and a guy who can run. But how about when you put it all together as a runner and you can fake people out, you can be shifty, and also run with some power and break tackles, as we just saw on that pickup.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
They'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
But for first down line was? His defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front, and a lot of times that is one-on-one. And if you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They have more people to the football and sniffed out the play.
And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
From just shy of midfield, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 14 yards, and the Bills will get a new set of downs. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces, and I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And Cook has it left side. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 26.
First down. A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Bills.
Allen running right on the option. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone for a pickup of 5 or 6.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a first down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
That's to Cook out of the backfield. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. James Cook from 19 yards away. And the Bills look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And that'll increase their lead to 28. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Being on some shit. 29-yard line. 0 to 100 real quick. Maybe on that rap to pay the bills. Now I'm finished. Not even a little bit. Oh, Lord. Know yourself. Know your work.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
18, pioneer.
To throw is Milton. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense. offense, another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
They're going to locate his running back, open downfield. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 24-yard line.
And the Raiders first down. First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. Check. Panthers. Ready.
On the give, Genty. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Ashton Genty, a 23-yard run. And the Raiders get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead back down to 21.
56. Raiders 35.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to third down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Throwing now is Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 24 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns. And it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A 47-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
Here we go.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. Now that after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. Now Milton. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he looked at that. And it's going to bring up the 3rd down.
Down several scores and playing behind the chains is not the way to have success in this one. Right now, if you're the offensive line, your big concern, protecting your quarterback and give him a chance to try and throw something downfield to pick up the needed yardage.
To throw, it's Milton. Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Maxwell Hairston. Well, it wasn't always pretty, but the interception there, that means that they should get out of here with a victory.
Yeah, this is not a game that they're going to preserve for posterity on defense, but they did finish it off, didn't they? They did make the winning play to close things out. They'll take that one and head to the locker room.
This one complete to Gibbons. And he takes us just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out.
A gain of 27 on the play. 1st down, Buffalo.
They run with Cook. He's been busy tonight. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
That's going to be caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And this one was over a while ago as he just added into that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now the ball comes loose. Now this is picked up by the Bills. And they're in great field position here as the ball will be at the 15-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing has ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
And he's got it. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate. And oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches, coaches, don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
You don't want that feeling again, and who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock.
Let's go now. 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. Let's go.
Here's Milton. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. Milton. Working downfield. He's got Fulton. And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
It's a gain of 30. And the Las Vegas first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Warriors, 70. Here we go, here we go. 60. Ready, right?
One final shot. They'll look to throw. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, this was a fun one today if you like points. A lot of them went on the board. Both offenses were clicking. Charles, these defenses, meanwhile, have a little something to clean up before their next contest.
Yeah, neither end zone had a stop sign in it, did they? I mean, for both sides, visit it, and with frequency. Not fun to be a defensive player, but on the offensive side of the ball, those guys had a blast. One team came away with a victory, even better for them.
So for Buffalo, it's an important win in terms of staying in the postseason race as they move to 6-4. And they'll have a few extra days here now before they face the Lions next week. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.